Hello and welcome to the New Gallery Concert Series. My name is Sarah Bob, the founding artistic director and pianist. Normally, I would be very excited to see all of your familiar and new to me faces. There's no beating an in-person event, the energy we get from you and hopefully the energy you also get from us. In this time of uncertainty, anger, faith, soul-searching, we know that we cannot recreate the live performance experience nor the viewing experience. It is for this reason that I especially thank you for joining us tonight with this wild experiment of creating, well, something new. Most important to us is to keep getting the art out, our art out, to you, to our world, to our community. So this evening, with that intent, we present tonight's timely program, Fragility and Resilience, and introduce you to incredible participants who have taken the time, space, and full mental capacity to bring this new to you. As the founding artistic director of a new music and new visual arts series, how could I not embrace this wild, unexplored terrain? We are learning and growing, and we thank you for being a part of this journey. So I'm recording this message to you on August 20th, 2020. I have no idea what will have taken place between now and the time you're actually viewing this. I do know, however, that no matter what courageous, hopeful, horrible, incredible events that have transpired, art still thrives. A normal ticket price for tonight would be $20. We ask if that's possible for you to give that much. But please know that your money is supporting these living artists and will be put to good use. This is a scary time for all of us, and especially for artists who are mostly we are considered the lowest on the rung. That being said, any amount is helpful. Perhaps you are one of those artists who's contributed anyway. Thank you. I hope it is obvious that we at NewGal see you and are doing our best to both keep you afloat and us as well. So please go to our website, newgalleryconcertseries.org, or simply click below to make a donation to New Gallery Concert Series. So a huge special thanks to our featured visual artist, Sheila Gallagher, whose extra effort in putting this together, I mean, it's so tremendous, I don't know how we would have been able to do it without her. Thanks also to Longy School of Music of Bard College for providing this space and their support and starting a partnership with New Gallery Concert Series this season despite the very strange times. If you are here viewing on September 12th, 2020, that means you are also eligible to be part of a post-performance Zoom reception with myself and other participants, starting approximately 5 minutes after this event ends. If for some reason you did not get the Zoom link, please email me, newgalleryconcertseries@gmail.com, and I will get it to you. Please join us for this virtual reception and dialogue. We'd love to talk with you, answer any questions you may have, or, just simply hang out. Now, we hope you're comfortable in the luxury of your own home. Maybe you have a drink at your side. Maybe you're eating something crunchy. Who cares? You're at home. It's fine. Please reach out to us. Comment. Send us your thoughts. Let us know how we did. We want to keep getting better. We miss you, and we hope that this reimagined New Gallery Concert Series event will be thought-provoking, moving, and relished. Please mark your calendars for, January 16th and May 1st, 2021. These are our next events. More news about these conferences to come, because who knows where or how you will be able to view them at that point, but they will be presented with big hearts and the voices of today. Thank you so much.
שאת קוננו חצם על יתר לראות במו אופל וישרי לב כי השעתות יהרסון צדיק מה פעל אדוני בהיכל קדשו אדוני בשמיים כיסו עיניו יחסו אף הפעם יבחנו באדם אדוני צדיק יבחן ורשע ואוהב חמאס שנא נפשו
Hi, I'm Stephanie Ann Boyd, videoing in from New York City. You're about to hear Morning Glory, which is a prelude for solo piano. It was commissioned by Sarah Bobb in the New Gallery concert series as part of a new book of preludes called Flower Catalog, with each prelude having been commissioned by a different pianist about her own favorite flower. So I'm really excited about this new collection of floral piano works. When Sarah spoke to me about what she wanted from this piece, she mentioned the cycles of the morning glory, how blossoming every morning and then fading away in a daily rhythm, how that speaks to the cycles of death and rebirth. We talked about how this continuous state of blossoming brings to mind optimism and hope, and in this work you're going to hear those cycles, these lines striving upwards, terminating in exuberant climaxes before wilting and fading. For this piece, I drew upon my own memories also of these blue and purple flowers that grew up really, really high on this trellis in the backyard of my grandmother, blooming in the summer mornings before the sun got too high in the sky and before Michigan summers got too hot. So I kept the shades of these harmonies in the work dark, full of purples and pinks and blues to match those images and those memories. And I kept on seeing morning glories when I was out on walks while I was writing the piece, and they just kept on I kept on noticing them everywhere. And actually during a rehearsal that Sarah and I just had, she showed me outside the window of her studio, and there was this huge, beautiful morning glory like bush growing up outside her window. And so it's been really lovely also to have this flower make itself known in my life over the course of this piece and this project. So I'm so grateful to Sarah and to New Gallery Concert Series for presenting this wonderful premiere and for commissioning the work. And I hope you'll enjoy the premiere of Morning Glory from Flower Catalog.
Hello, everyone. My name is Bahar. I am the composer of this piece, Ezdeham. Ezdeham was composed for an episode of an animated web series, Diasporan, which is created by Deniz Khateri. And I asked Deniz to be here today with me to explain about this piece because honestly, I believe that this piece is the result of her insight, her vision, her sound images, and she's also the singer of this piece. Deniz John, would you please explain about this music?
Yeah, sure. So this series is all observations and thoughts of the main character, who is an immigrant young woman who finds herself completely on her own for the first time in her life. And this music, Ezdeham, is for the moment which she realizes that it's a one-woman show. And that moment is the moment that she feels vulnerable but strong at the same time. So I asked Bahar for a music that would be like broken phrases, because that was how I was hearing the sounds in my head. And it also delivered the dichotomy inside of that moment. I also heard it with a female voice, because not only the whole series is with a feminine perspective on immigration, but also this moment was a moment that I noticed that was shared among a lot of female immigrants that I was in touch with. The poem that I chose for this is by an Iranian female poet, Farrokhzad, and it says, "If you ever come to my house, bring me a light and a window from which I can see the crowd of a happy alley."
We hope you enjoy it.
برای من ای مهربان چه راق بیا و اگر به خانه من آمدی برا من چراغ بیاور و یک دریچه که از آن به ازدحام کوچه خوشبخت بنگر گرم 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 گرم
So I suppose my name is Evan Tucker, or at least that's what management tells me. I am a writer and composer who's lived the majority of his life in Baltimore. I am 38, very Jewish, and find it extraordinarily difficult to put together a 3-minute introduction. I'm very good at Twitter-length brevity, and if you look at the nearly 5,000 words of program notes for my music, which Sarah Bob has so generously appended to this program, I have a fantastic ability to graphically vomit on a page. But pithy introductions, succinct, proper, organized, the kind that can be packaged for easy consumption, that is greater than a weakness. It is nearly an impossibility for me, and I have the medical documentation to prove it. All you need know about my neurological conditions are in the program notes, so I'm just going to use the rest of this video to thank Sarah Bob as heartily as one human can to another human for having so plucked me from near total obscurity to feature me on a program like this. I'd also like to extend my profound thanks to Sheila Gallagher for visual representation of my music, a dream for my extremely unvisual musique concrète, which I've long since held, and which Sarah seems to have intuited without any indication from me. I would also like to thank the great musicians and humans at New Music Gathering, like Lainey Pfifferman and Yasha Narveson, who provided me with a venue from which another great musician human like Sarah could notice little old me. And lastly, I'd like to reserve my greatest thanks to Matt Leffler-Schulman for his tireless efforts to translate my vague directions to the sounds I hear in my head, and to the good grant underwriters at Duranda Corp and Tulkinghorn, Jarndyce, and Skimpole. You have my eternal gratitude and my love. So thank you very much. I hope you enjoy what you hear, and if you don't, there's always the program notes. Have a great concert.
Adonai, Adonenu, Ma'adir Shimcha, Bechol Haaretz, Asher Tznahodcha, Al Hashamayim, Oz למען צורריך להשבית אויב ומתנכר כי אראה שומרך עץ ירח וכוכבים כתיב כדנו ותחסרהו מעט מאלוהים בכבוד בהדר תהתרהו תמשיכהו במעשה ידיך כל שתת תחת רגליך
Hello and welcome to everybody who's Zooming in tonight. I'm Sheila Gallagher, and I'm so happy that Sarah Bob invited me to be the artist for this evening's exploration of fragility and resilience. Given that I had not heard any of the pieces when I said yes, it is remarkable how the musical works in this program evoke the full emotional gamut of this time for me. I'm very grateful to the New Gallery Concert Series' long-standing commitment to bringing visual artists and musicians together. I especially want to thank the composers and performers who've trusted me visually to respond to their incredibly generous invitations to collaborate with the intensity, the grief, and the possibility of this moment. There's so much in all of this work. I could spend months on each piece. The art for this program combines a variety of sources, including drawings and clips grabbed from TikTok and obsolete musical visualization programs and shadow projections. The threads of a spider's web, an image of fragility and resilience, appear in many of the pieces. To paraphrase the poet Adrienne Rich, the spider's genius lies in her ability to continue to spin and weave out of her body, even when the delicate web is broken. I believe in this making. In my visuals, I've tried not so much to illustrate as to be in responsive relationship to what I heard listening to the music and poetry and composers. I heard the crazy-making despair of the Psalms, the echoing loneliness of immigrant experience, the gorgeousness of mourning, and the need to be attentive. In places, I've left a lot of black to allow the music to breathe. In the spirit of shared vulnerability which animates this program, much of the moving image work for this concert was improvised on stage using a kind of child's bag of tricks, which included ink and string and rocks and glitter and an Apple pen. I hope that it echoes some of the nervous excitement and anticipation of being in a live performance. I think that glimpses of synchronicity and connection seem only to appear when we allow for uncertainty. For me, effective image making always teeters on the borderline of mess and magic and madness. There's a bit of each of those in tonight's imagery. After the isolation of the past few months, more than ever, I appreciate that there are platforms and containers for co-creation, such as the New Gallery Concert Series. Places where we can collectively navigate unsettling times through art and music. It has been a thrill for me to get close to this work. Thank you.
The geology of grief. Deep inside the earth, an irresistible force cracks the mantle of rock that separates crust from core. Shock waves swim to the surface to shatter ancient mountain ranges like piles of brittle bones. Eventually, orange sky fades to gray, ash and smoke subside, and a bitter tang settles on the tongue. We climb from the wreckage, toss our useless maps aside, and explore the new landscape, on feet, forevermore denied the illusion of solid ground. When grief comes calling. Grief waits patiently for the phone to ring, to bring the midnight news that can't be born, but must be born. Grief comes quietly to the door, slips through the keyhole like smoke, or the long tail of a dream that wraps around you and won't let go. When grief comes calling, try as you might, you cannot bar the uninvited guest who sours milk, turns each bite of food to sand and dust. But time passes. Small pleasures begin their tiptoed return. Dry leaves dancing on wind, the smell of baking bread. And then one night as you drive over the crest of a hill, a full moon lying low and huge in the sky leaps into view like a giant child playing hide and seek. And in that moment of surprise and wonder, you cross the border of a new land where grief still resides, but no longer rules.
Hi, I'm Aaron Trant, composer of Hymn for toy piano and cello. This was originally commissioned by the New Gallery concert series for the 20th anniversary gala event, which was canceled due to COVID-19. The work starts with the melody expanded over a shorter repeated line. The melody and counter-melody condense and become more rhythmically active until the final true presentation of the melody occurs. This simple hymn-like melody, when expanded, becomes something different while retaining its general mood and melodic line, showing that a simple change in note length alters the original melody and turns it into something different. Hymn is an example of how fragile a melody can be. A slight change creates a very different result, although in this case having the resilience to move toward the original melody. Many thanks to the New Gallery concert series for commissioning this work, and also big thanks to Rhonda Ryder and Sarah Bob for a beautiful performance of Hymn.
I know Mick Jagger won't be here tonight. He's going to have to stay in England. But I'd like to see us in the Coliseum in Homeland Stadium because he's always been chicken shit to get on the stage with the Beach Boys.
I remember you tried your best to help get Whitney Houston in some kind of shape, and it was, yeah, people can say what they want, but you've always been a big supporter of some of the best music that America's ever made.
I love you just the way you are. When we went sailing on an emerald bay.
אוכלי עמי אכלו לחם, אדוני לא קראו. שם פחדו פחד, כי אלוהים בדוח צדיק. אצץ אני תבישו, כי אדוני מחסהו. מי ייתן מציון ישועת ישראל, ושוב אדוני שמוץ עמו, יגל יעקב ישמח ישראל.
I wanna see your peacock, your peacock, your peacock.
Hi everyone, my name is Allison Loggins-Hull. I am a composer and I am a flutist. I wrote the piece Homeland for solo flute, which Sarah Brady is performing. I wrote Homeland in 2018. It was commissioned by the Texas Flute Society for the Myrna Brown competition, which is a major national flute competition for young artists here in the United States. And when I sat down to write it, it was during a time where the news cycle was filled with coverage regarding the hurricane in Puerto Rico, the refugee crisis and the civil war in Syria, and similar to today, all of the kind of political and social discord that we're having here in the United States. So there was just this constant cycle of domestic issues going on all over the world. And it had me kind of question this idea of, you know, what is home? Like, what is your country? What does it mean when it's in total disarray, when it's been destroyed by a natural disaster or by a political disaster, or you feel like you're not even welcome in your own home, like it's the only place where you've actually even been otherized at the same time. So I began to think, you know, like what does home even mean at that point? You know, is it still a place of comfort? Is it still a place of solitude? Is it still a place of pride and something that you're patriotic about? Like what happens to all of these feelings and these kind of positive associations that we typically have when we think of our home, our homeland. So I don't have the answers to these questions, but these are the questions that I pose throughout the piece. And just to kind of comment a little bit about the process in writing it, because I was so like stimulated by all of the news and the coverage, I made sort of like a mood board, I guess you can say, with images from all of these various situations across the world, to kind of help inform me and to tell a story of sorts and to help capture my emotional reaction to these events. So this is Homeland. I hope you enjoy it. And again, I'm Allison Loggins-Hull, and thank you so much for listening.
Hello everyone, this is Anthony Green bringing you greetings from the Netherlands. For this next piece, Caress, Fragility gave me permission to create such an intimate and open piece, and it gave my partner and I the permission to explore these metaphorical places and spaces in our interpretation. When I think of resilience, I think of bouncing back against the weight of so many different types of pressure. For Caress, I was specifically thinking about the trans and gender non-conforming communities and how they continue to live their lives every day in spite of so much psychological and societal, mental and physical pressures. I was thinking specifically also about the Black trans community and how Black trans people get murdered at such an alarmingly high rate, and how so often their cases are just overlooked and dismissed. I want to use Caress as a platform to raise awareness to this situation, and I also want to use any funds raised through this piece to donate to the Black Trans Solidarity Fund, as well as the Nina Pop and Tony McDade Mental Health Recovery Funds. I want to thank everyone involved in the creation of this piece. Special thank you to New Gallery for commissioning this piece. And I want to thank my partner for going there with me in performing this piece and recording it. And I'd also like to give a special shout out to Alagia Makizia, Montati Masebe, and Tanya Radzwa Tarengwa for teaching me in your own way about the importance of our ancestors, altars, and being uninhibited when playing the thumb piano. Thank you so much.